YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be addressing some of your comments from my last Dear Cindy Watts video, along with kind of going over a few things from the new Chris Watts book that is actually going to be released and everything. So the thing is let me just start off with, we need to have adult discussions about this. I'm very good at seeing both sides of an argument if you approach it properly. If someone is going to just automatically attack in the comments, I just don't care to hear what you have to say. And I know that that sounds kind of terrible on my part, and while everyone is entitled to their own opinion, we are adults, we can have an adult discussion. I do think the one person who actually stuck up for me in the one comment thread, and I know that that kind of started a back and forth with a bunch of people, and we ended up squashing it. Everyone apologized. However, I do want to say that if you have any sort of opinion that is different from mine, if you approach it properly and don't just attack me, then we can have a mature discussion. Because of some comments that were left on my video, my last video, it kind of opened up my eyes a little bit to things that I didn't even consider before, and it was because of the way that they approached it. So, okay, now that I got that out of the way, I just wanted to, kind of talk about what I should have said in my last video. First and foremost, when I read that Facebook post, I was extremely angry and very sad for Shanae and her children. So I should have taken a step back and not thought so emotionally and actually done some research. There was a comment on the video from someone saying that this wasn't actually supposed to be released or anything, and I should have said alleged, I know, but this person said that apparently it was some kind of draft that Cindy Watts had that she gave to a trusted person, and that trusted person released the information on YouTube. Now, I think that that person should feel extremely shitty, because if they were trusted with something like that, they should not have released it. Because if this was just supposed to be a draft and she wasn't thinking about publishing it, it should have been left at that. However, at the same time, I still stand by what I said that in the comment section with a few of you. I still stand by what I said, that if she was having these thoughts, and if she was planning on airing out the dirty laundry between their marriage and everything like that, I still don't think that's right. Now, I never once said that Cindy Watts isn't a victim in this situation, because she is, because her son, her beloved son, is, in prison, and he's going to rot there for the rest of his life, and he has to live with what he did for the rest of his life. But at the same time, I think that even though, yes, she is a victim in this as well, I do feel more for Shanann's family than I do for the Watts family. And I know that that might sound kind of horrible, but a parent should never have to bury their child. And I understand that, the grandchildren were both the Watts' side and Shanann's family side, but at the end of the day, Cindy did not have to bury her son. And so, like I said in the comment section with you guys, I don't think that she's not a victim. I never once said that. So now that I got that out of the way, I was trying to wait as long as I possibly could to make this video, because I wanted to wait for a little more information to come out. And unfortunately, I haven't seen anything come out about it. And there wasn't anything out there that I found, unless if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments if you have a link to a source or anything like that. However, I did not find anything saying that she didn't actually write this, she has nothing to do with it, and coming to the public and telling them that the accusations are false. Now, that doesn't mean that she did write this. I have to be really careful in these videos. I should have never made that video. But I'm not saying that, even though she hasn't come out to the public and said, the accusations are false, I'm not saying that just because she hasn't done that, she's guilty of writing this, okay? So just want to get that out there so no one takes anything I'm saying out of context. With all of that being said, I know that I also talked to you guys in the comment section about this. I think that the reason why I kind of went at this a little more emotionally was because I already have a biased opinion of Cindy Watts, and that's my own fault. So I'm thankful for those of you who actually did kind of open my eyes a little bit in the comment section. But I just, after that interview, you know, and I've talked to you guys about this, after that interview that I saw back in last year, I know that she, at the time that that happened, that interview was taking place, that she still believed that her son was innocent because she hadn't been able to talk to him or, you know, anything like that. I can kind of see where you guys are coming from on that front. I think that for me, it was just, you know, I saw that and I formed an opinion and I went with my gut rather than actually stopping to think about it. If she was manipulated by her son to think a certain way, or to believe that he didn't do this at all, or if he lied to her about whatever was going on, that's a whole nother discussion. And, you know, that is something that I obviously would not be able to argue, because if he did manipulate her, then, you know, that's where this whole mindset of hers was coming from. In my last video, I also said that I obviously don't have children, and I know that if I did have children, I would still love my son just like how she loves her son. But as I said in that video, it doesn't excuse his actions. Because I addressed everything that you guys had said in the comment section, again, if anyone disagrees with me, or if you go back to watch my other video, you're entitled to your opinion and you're entitled to disagree with me. However, I do want a healthy discussion. I don't want this to turn into back and forth of people bickering and everything, because that never gets anything solved. It never gets solved if you do it that way. And like I said, we're all adults. I'm in my 30s. I'm an adult. I can hear both sides, but don't come at me. You know what I mean? Like, actually have a discussion with me. Because we got that out of the way, I wanted to move on to, I'll leave a link to this interview below, but Scott Raish had an interview with Sherilyn Cadle, the woman who is writing, or wrote the book, Letters from Christopher. It's a really long interview, so if you have time, it's over an hour. If you have time, I highly recommend listening to it, because she was able to talk to Chris, and, you know, she got all of this information and these letters and everything, and a lot of things that I didn't know or weren't clarified for me, you know, I think she clarifies some of those things. Now, the great thing about this book is that she actually said that after she, you know, pays back for all of the expenses that she used to write this book, like going back and forth to places and everything like that, that she's going to donate some of the money to certain organizations, which I think is great. She also said that Chris Watts is not getting any money from this book. The one thing that Sherilyn said in the interview was that when she was talking to Chris, she had pictures of Shanann and the kids in prison, and apparently, you know, obviously people were very upset about this, and it's, you know, I can see why people would be upset. Sherilyn had said that when she was talking to Chris about that and telling him, you know that a lot of people are upset about this, his response to her was, yeah, and I don't understand why people would be upset. Why are they trying to hurt me like this? And I think that I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I think that right there can show you what kind of a person Chris actually is. Either he's so delusional, or he's so just completely separated from reality that he just doesn't understand. And it's unfortunate because, you know, obviously people are upset that you have pictures of the family that you brutally murdered. Sherilyn actually said that the way that Chris acts is, it's almost as if he acts like they died in a car accident, that he's not acting as if he murdered them. Sherilyn also said that Chris had told her that this was planned for 3 to 4 weeks before, you know, the murders, that he planned this 3 to 4 weeks before. There was a picture that went out. I'm not going to share it on this video because you can easily just Google doll picture Chris Watts, and because I find it kind of, I don't even know how to explain how I feel about it. Like, eerie and creepy, and I just don't want to ever see that picture again, to be completely honest. But he basically took one of the dolls that the girls had and put her under a white sheet with just her feet sticking out before he murdered everybody. That to me is crazy. We've all heard about all of those big publicly known serial killers and everything like that, especially now with all of these shows coming out, especially shows like Mindhunter and everything. But we all know about all of those crazy people, I guess you could say. I'm not trying to be offensive, but he sounds like another one of those types of people. Another thing that Sherilyn said in her interview, which I found kind of interesting, was she had asked Chris about Nicole, and it was the woman that he had an affair with. And apparently she's nowhere to be found. There's rumors that she's in witness protection, everything like that. However, when I watched the interview between Scott and Sherilyn, they actually disagreed, and they think that she just on her own kind of went off the grid, which I can see why she would do that. The thing that really irked me, what they talked about, was that he, in his brain, Chris, in his brain, thought that he could start a new life with Nicole. And then he proceeded to say that for the 3 to 4 weeks before all of this stuff happened, he started to notice a darkness around him. And this is all from what Sherilyn said from, you know, the letters and everything and talking to Chris. And then he also said that there was a darkness surrounding Nicole too, and that he witnessed things that he'll take to his grave. I'm not sure if he's trying to clear his name by trying to drag someone else, or if something bad really did happen that had to do with Nicole. One of the last things that Sherilyn talked about was that he never planned on killing himself. So his thought process this entire time was that he's going to start over fresh and brand new with his life. She went in to talk about, to ask him, you know, was there anything that happened when you were younger? Like how we hear about these serial killers, how they kill animals before they move on to kill people. The only thing that he said was that he would keep things from his mom, and she would, in a sense, try to get it out of him. So I guess he might have felt, because he was a teenager, this is at least what he said to Sherilyn. As a teenager, you don't want to tell people things. You don't want to be pressured to tell people things. So I don't know if maybe he felt like he was being smothered by his mother's love, and that, you know, it just kind of played a toll on him, which I'm not trying to put the blame on Cindy, so don't even try to twist my words on that. But I think that she was trying so hard to be a good mother, and he was taking it completely differently. So I know that this video was kind of all over the place, and it was a little bit of Cindy, a little bit of Chris, and a little bit of, you know, the whole situation. But I just wanted to come on here, and originally it was to address the things that you guys said, but then a few other things surfaced about Chris in between my last video and this video. So I do want to say that, you know, if you watch this video in its entirety, if you are going to disagree with me in the comments, have a mature adult discussion. And if you have a different argument, that's totally fine. Like I said in the beginning, we're all entitled to our own opinions. And the one person who commented actually said it in a really good way, and she basically said that we're all very passionate about this. This is, I'm not actually reading her comment, but this is kind of what she said, that we're all passionate about this, and it's for a good reason, because it's a very fucked up situation. I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's a super fucked up situation, and this is an extremely sad thing that happened, and all of the things that are coming afterwards, you know, I'm not trying to bring on some kind of witch hunt or anything like that, but there's just so many things that are surfacing, and I think that after I make this video, I don't think I'm going to make any more Watts case videos because there was just too much drama that came out of the last one. This one was just to address certain things. So if you want me to make more videos, by all means you can let me know, but at this point in time I think this is going to be the last time I talk about this topic. So if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!